Alright, it's the Hawk. Today I think I found the perfect fitting video for Ring of the Hawk. It's a tag team run, which I don't do that often. It has puppies, and it also has more wild slapnuts than the average Hawk can handle. Today's video is also a Patreon request by Bored Bird, who asked for something on Owen Hart. Hope this one works okay for you, boy. If you also want to make the Hawk talk, sign up today. Okay, it's Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. They didn't have a tag team name, so I guess we'll have to play that game. I'd suggest Slap Nuggets, but that might progress along with the video. So we start out today's episode of Ring of the Hawk in late 1998. Jarrett had been floundering in the lower mid-card, and nearly all of his matches ended in DQ. Seriously, it's actually quite impressive. He also had his little tag team, Southern Justice, which didn't go well. Owen Hart had been doing the Blackheart thing in the Nation of Domination, but when that ended, he was mostly just the supporting character in an MMA feud between Severn and Shamrock. It shows how strong the roster was back then that neither Hart or Slappy was so low on the card. The main thing I remember about their team was Debra distracting the team's opponents, so we'll have to see if there's anything more to the team than just that. Our tag team came together in the first place as Owen Hart was the Blue Blazer but got unmasked, and then a second Blue Blazer was unmasked, and it was a wild Slapnuts appeared.
Jeff Jarrett.
Match 1, Raw. Goldust and Steve Blackman versus Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett hits a very early snap slam for a 2 count. We're not hanging about here as Goldust recovers and he clotheslines Jarrett. He also picks him up and throws him across the ring. Owen Hart has to stop a Shattered Dreams attempt, which allows Jarrett to hit a jumping arm breaker. Owen has the tag and does a double clothesline along with Jarrett. The crowd is just all over Owen here with chants of Nugget. Hart misses a drop kick and Blackman is in. Owen does a good job evading him and hits an Inzaguri kick and a spinning heel kick for a 2. A neck breaker gets him another 2. Blackman can't land a move as Owen catches him with a spinebuster and locks on a sharpshooter. Dan Severn miserably walks down the ramp as he's known to do. He's still doing that MMA feud with Owen. Hart desperately apologises for hurting Severn's neck in an earlier match as this one grinds to a halt. Jarrett and Debra are busy arguing with Dan Severn when Blackman rolls up Owen Hart for the 3. Wow, not a great start for our team, humble beginnings I guess. It's a D. Little cohesion here to suggest our team could be a mainstay in this roster. Match 2, Raw, number 1 contenders tag match, the New Age Outlaws with Chyna versus Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett with Debra. Our team have picked up a couple of victories on Heat thanks to Debra. This one starts with Billy Gunn and Owen. Hart tries to chain wrestle with him, which doesn't work as Billy Gunn gorilla press slams both Owen and Jeff. Road Dogg and Jarrett fight now with the Dog hitting the shaky knee leg drop. The shake, rattle and roll gets him a 2. Jarrett attempts a float over, but nobody's there and he gets dropped on his nutsack. Jeff Jarrett shuts him down for jumping arm breaker and Owen's back in. He's getting really distracted by the Nugget chants. Owen connects with a spinebuster, but the Dog kicks away the sharpshooter attempt. Jarrett's back in now and there's an ugly collision as both guys try and land a kick to the slash zone. Both guys tag out. Billy Gunn's a Hawk on fire and he squashes Owen Hart with the Famouser. Debra climbs onto the apron, but Gunn isn't falling for it and tells her to suck it. He tags Road Dogg and they hit a double back elbow. Stupidly, Debra and Chyna go nose to nose, which does distract Billy Gunn. What a moron. Owen Hart wins the match with a move that isn't even caught on camera. Chyna stands around looking confused. We do get a replay to show that Owen won the match with a simple kick. Well, our heroes barely landed a move in there, but at least I had fun watching it, it's a D. Match 3, Raw, tag title match. The defending champions are Ken Shamrock and the Big Boss Man, and the challengers are Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett. Before the match can start, the champions took something to try and suppress their sex drives to hopefully not fall prey to Debra's charms. And that seems to be working at the start of the match. Bossman quickly boots Slapnut's head off. Jarrett responds with a dropkick and he tries to crush Bossman on the ropes, who's saved by Shamrock. The Big Boss Man hits an inverted atomic drop and then runs out the ring to slap Slapnuts in his stupid head. Bossman returns to the ring with a slam for a 2. Jarrett dodges his next charge and tags Owen Hart, and together they take the Bossman down with a clothesline. Bossman is still fighting back though and he tags Shamrock. Kenny smashes Owen with a knee to the head. Shamrock shows that he's not distracted by Debra either. Owen does manage to catch him with an Inzaguri kick for a 2. Back on their feet, Shamrock with a Russian leg sweep and a straight up kick to the head. Slapnut starts panicking about the predicament and gives Debra some advice. Back in the ring, Owen gets a 2 from a snap slam. He hits a spinning heel kick and climbs to the top but misses his drop kick. Debra's up on the apron now and has opened her jacket. Shamrock scores the belly to belly as Debra removes her jacket to push him further, but it's still not working. Shamrock puts the ankle lock on, which Slapnuts breaks up. Debra's still awkwardly just standing there. A version of the Blue Blazer then rushes the ring and smacks Shamrock with a guitar. The ref was distracted and that's the 3. We have new tag team champions. We also get an interview here where Owen Hart happily says he's vindicated as this proves that he's not the Blue Blazer. Oh Owen, I wish that was true. Very entertaining and a rare title win on Ring of the Hawk. They hit some moves and showed some cohesion. It's a C. Match 4, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, tag title match. The challengers are D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry of Ivory versus the team, the champions known as Hart Nuggets. The big man batters Owen Hart for a bit. He crushes Owen with a big clothesline and then tags D'Lo. Owen manages to slip away from a D'Lo slam and hits a bulldog and the tag is made to Jarrett. Slapnut scores a dropkick before running into a snap slam for a 2. Mark Henry comes back in and clotheslines down both our heroes. Debra starts distracting the challengers. D'Lo stops Owen from cheating on the apron and shoves him to the floor. He turns around into Jarrett's jumping arm breaker. Owen Hart's back in and together they double clothesline D'Lo. Some more teamwork now of Owen Hart hitting a spinebuster and Jarrett hitting a diving fist drop. Slapnuts misses his next attack on the ropes but Owen has his back. Hart isn't strong enough to suplex D'Lo who turns it around on him. Owen still has the fight left in him though as he lands an enziguri. Even more teamwork now of a double back elbow. It's a tag team clinic from the team of Nut Blazers. Jarrett almost knocks out D'Lo with a sleeper but can't manage that. D'Lo tries a comeback which fails when he runs into an Owen spinning heel kick. Out of nowhere then, D'Lo hits a crossbody and he still can't make the tag though. Owen attempts 10 punches in the corner and once again D'Lo wakes up and hits a running powerbomb for the double down. The tags are now made. Henry stacks the champions up in the corner but misses his splash. D'Lo kicks both the champions down and connects with the sky high on Slapnuts. The pin is just about broken up. D'Lo then nails the slam with the leg drop on Owen when Debra springs into action. Ivory and Debra start fighting which distracts D'Lo. Back in the ring, Henry looks to press slam Jarrett when Owen hits him in the knee of a guitar. Jarrett applies the figure 4 for the tap out win. I'm not sure how Slapnuts feels about everyone using his gimmick except him. Pretty fun here and Debra was kept to a minimum as far as this era goes. It's a B. Match 5, Raw, 2-on-1 handicap match, D'Lo Brown versus the Instrumental Idiots. Our team get the sneak attack, but it doesn't help as D'Lo quickly slams Owen. D'Lo gets lucky again and hits the sky high on Jarrett. Owen has to break up the pin and he lets out a happy woo. Nice teamwork now of Owen making the blind tag and nailing a bulldog. Jarrett and Owen slowly work D'Lo over. It's an old school ass kicking. D'Lo almost gets the upset victory of a sunset flip before Owen knocks him back down with an enziguri. More double teaming now as Owen hits a nice spinning spinebuster into Jarrett's fist drop. Some more double teaming backfires though when D'Lo makes Owen fall in his nutsack and he kicks Jarrett's head off. The match turns a bit messy as Debra causes a distraction. Jacqueline flies off the top rope with a missile dropkick straight to Owen's kick and that's the 3. D'Lo is destroyed by everybody and hit with a double stroke. Not a good night for D'Lo. Eventually some dorks break up the ass kicking. Really fun handicap match, it's a B. Match 6, tag title match. Nugget Nuts, the champions. But first we get a promo. Owen is furious about being called a nugget. Jarrett brags about beating every team put in front of them and says there's nobody left, so tonight there'll be an open challenge. The open challengers turn out to be DX, Triple H and X-Pac. That's a big challenge right there. The match starts straight away of DX getting an early upper hand. Jarrett and X-Pac have a nice exchange. I've always felt these two have some good chemistry. X-Pac hits a big spin kick on Jarrett and tags the game. Jarrett elbows him in the face and runs away to tag Owen. Owen seems to be doing okay until he runs into a high knee from Triple H. The game also gives him a facebuster and sets up for the pedigree which Jeff has to break up. The Jarrett distraction is enough for Owen Hart to nail the enziguri. Our heroes double clothesline the game down as the match has turned for just a moment. But Jarrett fails to squash the game on the ropes, but Owen has Jarrett's back. Hart locks on a sleeper on Triple H until he back suplexes him for the double down. Tags are made and X-Pac is really kicking ass in there. He powerbombs Jarrett and Michael Cole thinks it was the X Factor for some reason. Our heroes have a meeting of the minds before X-Pac does the Bronco Buster. Pac tells Debra to suck it and there is the actual X Factor. Debra does take the ref though, so the pin can't be counted. Then Debra gets knocked off the apron and X-Pac rushes to check on her, which doesn't really make any sense. Shane McMahon rushes X-Pac and sends him into the steps and they chase to the back. Meanwhile, Owen saves Jarrett from a pedigree of the spinning heel kick. As Ivory marches down, the ref has just given up and calls for the bell. He's lost control of the match. The chaos continues as D'Lo Brown jumps Crush Nuts on the ramp and Ivory disrobes Debra. Really fun and chaotic mix with some nice moves, another B. Match 7, Raw Tag Title match. The champions, don't piss puppies off. Yeah, I think that might be my favourite so far. What do you think? They take on the Public Enemy? I'm not sure how they became contenders. They say they're here to earn their respect in the WWF. Almost straight away, Flyboy Rocco tries to dive Jarrett through a table, but instead he falls on his nutsack and gets suplexed by Owen Hart. Hart hits the spinebuster and Don't Piss Puppies Off hit a double back elbow. Most of this match is just Lawler making fun of ECW and WCW, and I'm pretty sure that's the only reason this match is even happening. Grunge gets the tag and he's doing alright until the referee stops him from throwing a punch. Right in front of the ref, Slapnuts hits him with a guitar. The ref just shrugs as Owen hits the frog splash for the 3. A 2-minute match. I guess the Public Enemy really earned their respect here. It's an S, I'm sorry, it was just too short to be anything.
I'm a nugget.
Match 8, tag title match. Don't Piss Puppies Off defend the belt against the Brood, Edge and Gangrel, with Christian. Owen catches Gangrel with an early spinning heel kick. He manages to turn it around on his own with an overhead belly to belly and tags Edge. Edge does a bad looking snap slam on Owen. Owen counters his next move with an overhead belly to belly of his own and tags Jeff. They do their spinebuster fist drop combination. Edge manages to recover and hits Jeff with a sit out slam. Jarrett wakes up quickly and takes out the Brood. Gangrel distracts the ref whilst Christian sneaks into the ring to help Edge with a side slam inverted DDT combination. That's just a 2. It seems like Christian has taken Edge's place in the match and the ref just allows it to happen. Jarrett knees him in the gut and hits a jumping arm breaker. Now Edge just comes back into the match and he does a diving crossbody with Owen Hart having to break up the pin. Owen gets Edge in the sharpshooter before Public Enemy rushed the ring. The lights go out and Debra is covered in a peculiar red liquid. The match has just ended. It was a lot of fun whilst it lasted, but again it was no more than 2 minutes and pretty confusing. I'd love to just see these two teams have a go at a proper match, but I can't give it more than a C. Unfortunately, none of the last 2 matches are even going to make sense in a minute because nothing's going to come of it. Match 9, WrestleMania 15, tag title match. The challengers are D'Lo Brown and Test? Well, that's completely dumb because the champions have been feuding with a Brood and Public Enemy. Both of those matches would have been better than a random thrown together team. But that's not our heroes' fault. They did nothing wrong. The champions. It's time for puppies. Well, they can only beat what's put in front of them, to be fair. It really doesn't help the match that D'Lo Brown and Test are partners who don't get on. Eventually the match starts and Test big boots Owen. It's not his finisher yet, so the match continues. D'Lo's all over Jarrett, whose head looks squarer than ever here. Tags are made, but Owen can't get going as Test crushes him with a gut-wrench powerbomb. Owen avoids his next move and does an enziguri. Test aggressively tags his partner. D'Lo slams Owen and tells him that he sucks. I'm not sure who we're supposed to be rooting for here. Double J causes a distraction from the outside, allowing Owen to hit the spinning heel kick and a gut-wrench suplex. Jarrett gets the tag and works with Owen on a clothesline. For the first time in this run, we see the Jarrett strut. Man, I haven't missed that one. This starts feeling like a handicap match as D'Lo fights most of it on his own. He catches Jarrett with a powerbomb before Owen makes the save. Ivory and Debra are fighting again. D'Lo tries a powerbomb when Owen flies off the top with a dropkick and Jarrett rolls him up for the 3. It's over. What a stupid match. It shouldn't have been this way. Our team did their best to work though, and it wasn't actually bad. I just wish it had been the Brood. It's a C. Match 10, tag title match. Enough puppies is never enough. Defend the belts against the Legion of Doom. 10 years earlier, this result would be a given, but not so much at this point. The match starts straight away and LOD are kicking ass. Jarrett's dropkick has turned into a powerbomb, which almost looked dodgy for a second. He survives and tags Owen. Animal stops him and holds him up with a delayed suplex for a 2. Jarrett takes a cheap shot on the Animal, allowing Owen Hart to connect with a spinning heel kick. The champs hit a double elbow. Jarrett squashes Animal on the ropes, but doesn't do a strut. Animal starts throwing lariats now as the match turns. It's a bit clunky between Animal and Owen. How the hell do you look clunky against Owen Hart? He power slams Owen, but the pin is broken up. They do manage to hit the Doomsday on Owen, but of course Debra has taken the referee. Jarrett smashes Animal with the guitar and that's the 3. They beat LOD in 2 minutes. You certainly didn't need to have much stamina back then, did you? It's an S, the match looked really sloppy. Match 11, tag title match. The challengers are X-Pac and the Big Red Machine Kane. The fighting champions are the Wild Puppies. We start off with the battle of the spinning heel kicks. X-Pac wins that one. We get some rare chain wrestling, ending with an Owen Hart clothesline and Jeff gets the tag. X-Pac takes Jarrett out of a beautiful flying clothesline. Owen has to come back in with his own spinning heel kick to calm X-Pac down. Owen and Jeff do a double clothesline and make a wish with his legs. X-Pac's struggling now, he's almost beaten to a Jarrett power slam. Owen keeps the power moves going with a backbreaker and a suplex. Beautiful diving crossbody from Owen now, which Pac reverses into a pin for a 2 before Owen kicks him back down again. This crowd is just desperate to see Kane at this point. Jarrett doesn't let him have it and then tries to put X-Pac to sleep. Pac fights out of the sleeper with a back suplex. The square-headed one tags Owen, who stops X-Pac from making the tag for headbutt to the nutsack. Owen attempts to fly, but flies into an X-Pac boot. Both men clothesline each other down for the double down. Back on their feet, X-Pac tags an unwilling Kane. He flies for clothesline on Slapnuts, then he boots Owen and Jeff in the face, and it isn't looking good for our heroes. Pac connects with a Bronco Buster on Owen as Kane chokeslams Jarrett. Kane isn't done and press slams X-Pac on top of Jarrett, and that's the 3. What a fun match that was. Some nice moves, some nice wrestling. The only thing marking this match down is a lack of consistency. Why didn't Debra do anything to try and interfere like she has in literally every other match so far? It doesn't make any sense. Kane and X-Pac are both ladies' men. They would have gone for it. It's a B. Match 12, tag match. Slap Hearts face the Acolytes. I guess back in the year 99, nobody had a title rematch clause. Jarrett is getting absolutely battered in there, which is always fun to see. Farouk slams him and headbutts him before Jarrett does a bad looking swinging neckbreaker. Tags are made. Bradshaw is just a vicious individual. Owen Hart hits him in the gut with a spinning heel kick before Bradshaw simply throws him down. We're told to look at the athleticism of Bradshaw as the camera zooms in on Debra. The Ministry of Darkness then rush the ring and the match is thrown out. They're here to abduct Debra or something, but the entire ministry is run off by Ken Shamrock and a bat. It's an S.
I love you,
Match 13, Backlash 99. The New Age Outlaws versus Stroke My Heart. This is probably Debra looking at her best here. The Hawk is not a massive Debra fan, but I can appreciate this is a good look for her. This one is for the number 1 contenders slot. I said slot, not slut, damn it. Road Dogg asked to see the puppies, but Jarrett is a spoil sport. He does not want to pimp out Stone Cold's wife. Billy tries to show his ass instead, which isn't quite the same thing, and the match just starts. Billy Gunn shows some nice athleticism as he jumps Owen and he drop kicks him. We also get a really nice gorilla press slam. Road Dogg comes in with a breakdancing boot. Owen quickly turns it around with a neckbreaker and tags Slapnuts. Jarrett also hits the dog with a neckbreaker. The Jarrett strut barely gets a reaction from the crowd. Road Dogg connects with a shake, rattle and roll as the crowd chant for puppies. Debra is more over than this match. Funny spot now as Owen makes a blind tag and keeps trying to avoid his own partner until Road Dogg throws them together. The Outlaws score a couple of drop kicks before a cheap shot from Jarrett allows Owen to hit a kick. He leg drops the back of Road Dogg's head. They're trying to break this man's neck tonight. Eventually Jarrett misses a float over and gets dropped on his nutsack, but quickly recovers with a drop kick. Double J plays with the crowd for a bit and then promptly falls nutsack first on the ropes. Owen saves Jarrett as usual. Jeff's nutsack really hurts and that distracts the referee whilst Road Dogg has Owen Hart rolled up. Owen then wipes the dog out of a spinning heel kick as Jarrett and Hart continue their heelish shenanigans. Jarrett comes close again with a power slam. We then get a really ugly double down which I felt like it was a punch to the gut. After a very long time the Road Dogg fights out a sleeper and we get a second double down of the match. The tag is finally made and our team is now screwed. Billy Gunn has drop kicks for everybody and honestly one of the nicest power slams I've ever seen on Jeff Jarrett. Billy Gunn seems to be on one tonight and he clotheslines Jarrett out the ring with authority. Debra climbs onto the apron but it doesn't seem to help our team much as the Road Dogg connects with the pump handle and Jarrett has to break up the pin. Owen Hart hits the spine buster and applies the figure 4 to Road Dogg but it's bad timing because Mr. Ass takes out Jarrett and then hits the Fame Asser on Owen for the 3. Excellent match as far as the Attitude Era goes and I really like the finish. This is the best we're going to get and I enjoyed it throughout. It's an A from the Hawk. Match 14, final match. Jeff Jarrett and Debra team up with the Blue Blazer. They are the team of Blaze Nuts. And they take on Val Venus and the Godfather. The Blue Blazer starts with Venus. They take it in turns arm dragging each other. Hart tries to wrestle a little bit differently as the Blazer. He almost beats Venus with a Hurricanrana pin. He also hits a middle rope crossbody with Val almost beating him when he switches the pin over. Hart continues chain wrestling and tags Jarrett. Jarrett throws Venus's face into the mat. Suddenly, the Godfather appears in the ring and he slams Jarrett, quickly followed by a Venus splash and a Godfather leg drop. Slappy should be screwed, but he's back up again on his feet, only to be nailed with the hoe train. Godfather tries to hit Jarrett with the pimp drop, but it's Owen Hart to the rescue as usual. Jarrett shuts down the Godfather jumping arm breaker and Owen is in with a missile dropkick. Nicole Bass stomps down to the ring as Owen almost wins off a diving crossbody. Jarrett is distracted by Debra and Bass arguing as Slappy is smashed off the apron. The Blue Blazer gets beaten by a pimp drop. Game over. Man, I enjoyed this one a lot too. Good wrestling was a rarity back then, but this team had it, plus character. It's a B. I'm sad that it's over. And I'm even sadder when you consider what happens next, because that was Owen Hart's final televised match. At the Over the Edge pay-per-view, Owen Hart as the Blue Blazer fell to his death during his ring entrance when a harness broke. It was a stunt that had been successful on Sunday Night Heat previously, so they thought they'd do it again on pay-per-view. Owen Hart was scheduled to face the Godfather at Over the Edge. Jarrett was scheduled to wrestle after him. When Owen fell, Jarrett was forced to have his match early. You could just tell that Jarrett isn't with it and he doesn't want to be there. As soon as his pointless mixed tag match ends, he rushed to hospital to be with his real life friend, who had sadly passed away. A couple of episodes of Raw later, Jarrett would capture the IC title, and you can see him screaming out Owen. You know, I tell a lot of jokes about slapnuts on this channel, but damn, this video kind of makes you see him in a bit of a different light. I'm not an emotional man, but even after all these years, it still punches you right in the gut. Well, that was an emotional roller coaster. I started out laughing and having fun, and then I ended up feeling sad. They really were a fun team without it feeling forced. The Debra stuff wasn't actually as annoying as I remembered, and there was a lot more wrestling than I expected from the Attitude Era. Slapnuts in Mexico may have been bad, but this one sure isn't going in the shove it zone. Now that being said, there wasn't enough great matches here or storylines for it to be an A. It's more of a what if kind of story. If they had continued, they could have been a great tag team. So the team of Don't Piss Puppies Off, well, let me know if you've got a better name for the team. They're going to get a B anyway, it just makes sense, and if you don't agree with that, I'll divide you like a fence.